Hello. Good morning, everybody. How y'all doing? I woke up early. That happens to me from time to time. So I figured I'd get on here for a couple minutes, say what's up to y'all. Woke up at 3 a.m. That happens to me sometimes. And I always try to remember what it is they say that means. They say there's something, I don't remember what it is, something spiritual or something to do with your brain waking you up at like 3 in the morning, sometime between like 3 and 4. I don't remember, but it does happen to me from time to time. I'll be laying there in the middle of dream world, and then all of a sudden, bam, my brain's wide awake. And I'm like, shit. I normally don't like to get up until like 5. 5 is perfect for me, but anyway. Anywho, just figure I'd get on here and blab for a few minutes. Excuse me, still waking up. I already had my coffee, so. Good morning to you guys. What are you all up to? I'm probably not going to be on here for a long time. Maybe 30 minutes or so. I gotta keep putting content on this channel, man. I always slack on it. For those of you who don't know, this channel is mainly for my personal readings. Oh, you wake up at 3:30 a.m. too? What the hell does that mean again? I don't even remember. I don't remember what it means. That seems like every time I hear it, something about your galactic family or some shit like that waking you up or something. I don't remember what they said it means, but it does happen to me very frequently. Usually though, my brain is trained to snap awake at 5 a.m. Why 5? I don't know. But anyway, as long as I'm fully rested and I got to sleep early, I'm good. I'm good. Anyway, so here we are in February. Man, now we're preparing to bust our move to California. I'm nervous, y'all. I'm nervous. Not really just because of the move, but because of some of the career opportunities that I have. Can't really talk about all of it though, man. But I got some cool shit going on this year. I probably could talk about it. I just choose not to. But I got some pretty neat shit that's pretty fucking badass doors that are opening for me behind the scenes. And it keeps happening too. It keeps happening for me. Like every time I turn around, I'm getting some new doors, new opportunities. But I got two, well, how am I going to word this? I got 2 big things that I'm doing this year. 2 big things. 2 huge things. And y'all will see that soon enough. And I got a few little things that I'm working on that hopefully turn into big things, One of them I've been actively working on behind the scenes that was supposed to be done and completed this week. But last week, I got hit with the biggest wave of personal readings that I've been hit with since 2020. And I had no time to do anything. I was literally doing like 17 readings a day, every day. And where the hell that came from, I don't know. I have no clue. So I haven't had any time to work on this last little project I've been working on, but I have 2, I'm gonna call them small projects that I'm actively working on that hopefully turn into something big. Hopefully they do. Maybe they will, maybe they won't. But yeah, I got two more very, very big things that are happening with my career, that have to do with me moving to California. Just to let y'all know a little bit more of why we're moving to California, because we're being pushed in that direction. We're being pushed there. And I'm a little bit nervous, man. I'm nervous. But this is how the path goes, man. This is the way it this is the way the path is supposed to go. Let's put it that way. The past 3 years of my life have been like a nice little resting point to prepare me, because on my manifestation journey, I made a quantum leap. I made a quantum leap, in lifestyle and in the world and the reality that I'm tuned into. It literally flipped overnight. Now, it didn't happen overnight. It happened with 2-3 years of solid dedication and manifestation work. But when the doors opened, after 2 years of doing the manifestation work, once the doors opened, my world flipped upside down overnight, like over fucking night. And it was actually a really rough adjustment. It was a very rough, scary, nerve-wracking adjustment. So by the time we came here, I really feel like this was the universe saying, no, you're going to sit right here until and let you relax for a little bit. Get you comfortable with this new frequency, with this new stage of your evolution. Because you do. I mean, you have to get comfortable. It happens gradually. Things happen gradually, So the past 3 years has been me relaxing, getting comfortable, getting adjusted to this new vibration. And now that I've been relaxed and comfortable, now it's time to move up to the next level. And yeah. Anyway, that's all I can really say. But yeah, that's just to let y'all know what's been going on behind the scenes. I'm not going to talk about details, but we're preparing to bust a big move. Preparing to bust a big move. Our lease is up April 21st. And you see, that's the funny thing too, because when we first moved in here, we signed a 2-year lease. And then once the 2-year lease was up, again, like, how I always talk about knocking on doors, knocking on the proverbial metaphorical door. Well, that's what we were doing. It's like, well, do we stay here? Let's go knock on some doors, metaphorically. And we did, and we couldn't get any doors to open anywhere. So we said, okay, well, fuck it. Let's just extend the lease 1 more year. And then we'll see next year. And then sure enough, it's like, okay, our time here is up. So we got new doorways opening. And that's just what's been going on with me, mainly. We're preparing for all that. We don't even have a house picked out yet. Actually, though, I was surprised to find out that it's not, like we talked about last time, everybody's like, oh, California is so expensive and whatnot. It's not as bad as I thought it would be. Not as bad. Not nearly as bad. In some of the areas that we've been looking in, we could have, yes, obviously it is more expensive, but it's not as bad. We could have a house similar to this in a neighborhood as nice as this, and the rent would only be about $1,000 more a month, which isn't much compared to how much the rent is. So we pay $3,500 a month here, rent. And the houses that we're looking at are like $4,000, $4,500 a month. And that's not that bad considering, I was thinking that it was going to be like doubled, like 6,000-7,000 a month is what I was thinking in my mind. And there are some places that are. There are some places that are, but we're seeing some nice shit out there where we would really only be paying $1,000 more, which is like nothing compared to like it being doubled. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's not that bad. It's really not that bad. Really not that bad, especially considering I'm going to be making more money. So it's not like we're just staying at this same level and spending more. So I'm actually, going to be doing things and busting moves to increase my income anyway, So I don't know. It's really not as bad as I figured that it would be. So anyway, other than that though, nothing really going on here. Got me kind of a light day today. It'll give me plenty of time to work on some of the projects that I've been working on. Yeah, I used to think that too, Loretta. I remember, because sometimes I sit and think about it now, and I remember back in the day where I thought 1,500 a month was a lot, and when a big part of the manifestation path is changing your perspective on things, and sometimes I forget. To me, 3,000 is nothing, and 3-4 years ago, that would have sounded like a lot. And I can remember when I very first started the path, me and the girl I was dating at the time had a combined income of $2,500 a month. And I remember at the time thinking, that's the most money I've ever made in my life. And then when I started attending Mind Mastery School and learning how the energy of money really works, and started learning that I had to change my perception on that, and I had to train my brain to look at it as if it's nothing but worthless monopoly money, because that's all it is anyways. And that the way you look at money and the way you feel about it is what manifests your income. And it's just trippy looking back. It's trippy looking back, because I remember when I first started learning this stuff, I was like, there's no way. There is no way. Is that really the way this universe works? But fuck it. If that's the way it works, I'm going to try it. I ain't got nothing left to lose. I'm willing to try anything, whatever it takes. So if I got to spend 1.5 years, 2 years changing my whole belief system and perception about money just to attract more of it in, I'm going to try it. I'm really, really big on, like, if I'm going to debate or discuss something, I like to form my opinions with firsthand experience. There's nothing that irritates the shit out of me more than somebody who's debating or arguing something with nothing but an opinion. And that's it. Like the example I always use, the whole vegan, vegetarian argument. I remember very specifically when that little trend and that topic hit social media and was everywhere. And you would look in the comments of these posts and shit, and you would see everybody arguing both sides. And I can remember thinking, I want in on this argument, but I want to experience both sides. So I'm not going to get in on this argument having only experienced one side. So you know what? I'm going to quit eating meat and see what it does to me. So I quit eating meat for a week and thought, that wasn't that bad. I'm going to do it for another week. Did it for another week. That wasn't that bad. Did it for another week. That wasn't that bad. Did it for another week. I ended up going a whole year without touching meat. And I fucking liked it. I did. I still don't really have it's the funny thing about it though. I still don't really have like a solid stance on one side of that argument or the other. I really don't. I mean, I really don't. That's one of those types of things that you do you. I mean, if you like eating meat, go ahead. But you know what I will say though? What I will say is this. If you think that being vegan and vegetarian is a moral virtue because you're not killing an animal, you're an idiot. If you think plants are less conscious than animals, you're fucking spiritually dead asleep anyways. And that's the funny thing about it, was most of these arguments were being made by people in the spiritual community claiming to be so enlightened and spiritually awake and shit. And it's like, you don't think a plant is as conscious as an animal? You're fucking spiritually dead asleep anyway then. You know what I'm saying? In order, like, to be a 3D human, if you want to survive in 3D, 4D human existence, you have to kill something and eat it. Oh, yes, you do. And yes, fucking plants are just as conscious as humans. Oh, yes, they are. Oh, yes, they are. Abso-fucking-lutely. So, but again, that's one of those things where it's like, you do you. If you like eating animals, fucking eat them. If you don't, then don't. But anyway, I kind of trailed off. The point I'm making is, the fucking point was I making? I don't even remember. I'm getting lost now. Oh, yeah. Talking about the manifestation of money, and where like I was being taught and I was being told that in order to manifest more money, I was going to have to change my perception of and relationship with money first, in order to match the frequency of the income that I'm looking for. That and yeah, that's what it was. And rather than argue it, which a lot of people will do, oh, that's not true, that's a bunch of mumbo jumbo. Well, how do you know? You're fucking broke. You've never made six figures. Like, how do you know that's not true? I don't know, but you know what? I'm gonna try it. We'll see. We'll see. If that's bullshit, we'll see, because I'm gonna try it. So I did it, and guess what? It ain't bullshit. It ain't bullshit. Everything that I learned turned out to be true. So now I feel like it is my civic moral duty to pass that information on to anybody who wants it. And trust me, there's lots of people that don't. Oh, no, they don't. Oh, no, they don't. Oh, no, they don't. Oh, no, they want to be victims so fucking bad. And hey, okay, cool, right on. If that's what you want to do, you go do that, and you go have fun playing that game. Okay, but you ain't gonna like watching my content. No, you won't. No, because that's not my duty. My duty as a light worker, as a volunteer here in these times, to help unwire the old programming and rewire, a new perception based more on the truth of the nature of reality, is to basically, not to burst your bubble, but bring it to light that, no, you're actually not. You're actually not, unless you want to be. You're actually not. I mean, I sometimes I sit back and I think, what if I was still playing that game? I could be. Easily. Oh shit, I could be. There's so many fucking things that have happened to me in my life. Oh, I could easily, it'd probably be a lot easier, honestly. It'd probably be a lot easier to sit around playing the boo-hoo, woe is me, I'm a poor pitiful victim game. It probably would be a lot easier, honestly. It probably would. I don't know. I was just put in so many situations in life, basically on the brink of death, that I was like, I just can't do this no more. I can't do this. My ego is not even strong enough to keep holding on So the universe kept applying pressure and applying pressure until it broke my ego, and I couldn't. I was like, fuck it, man. I can't even play this game no more. Can't do it. I'll do anything to get up out of that shit. Anywho, I'm just babbling, y'all. How long have I been on here? 20 minutes? Anyway. That's good, Michaela. That's good. It lets me know that my job is, that it pays off. That's good to know that it pays off. Because I didn't choose it, you know what I'm saying? I didn't choose it. I don't know, I just kind of always knew somehow. I remember when I very first stumbled upon, I guess you could say, the literature, or, you know, just the whole idea of being a light worker. I first stumbled upon that fresh out of the homeless shelter. Well, transitionary home. I went from a homeless shelter to a transitionary home so that I could work, because they wouldn't let you work in the homeless shelter. The homeless shelter was a place, it was called the Healing Place in downtown Louisville, Kentucky. And they had a men's and a woman's. And it was a homeless shelter that, you know, if you were homeless, you could first come, first serve if they had any open beds. But you could sign up to be in this program. And if you signed up to be in this program, it was like recovery boot camp for addicts, alcoholics, and whatnot. So I did not want to be on the streets in the wintertime. I was going to end up experiencing that the following winter anyway. But at the time, I was like, I do not want to be on the streets. You know what? Fuck it. I'll be a part of your program. So I signed up for the program. And it's like boot camp. You gotta wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning, make your bed real tight. You know, you eat, they feed you just enough calories to keep you alive. And you gotta walk like 5 miles a day. You gotta trudge to these drug and alcohol classes and all that. And it kept me off the streets. It kept me off the streets. It sucked, but it kept me off the streets. At least I had a bunk bed. At least I had a bunk bed and a place where I could shower. And that, I was like, all right, cool, fuck it, whatever. Anything to get up off the streets. But I couldn't work. It's like I'm not going anywhere. I'm kind of like stuck in this homeless shelter. And they, in order to be a part of that program, they won't let you work. So I ended up hearing of this little transitionary home down in the West End called Our Father's House. And it was these guys, I guess, who were part of the whole recovery scene, bought up like this whole neighborhood of houses and turned them into this big like transitionary home thing. It was like a whole like 3, 4, 5 houses broke up into little rooms. And you could go up in this place, you walk up in the office and say, you know, I want to live here, basically. And they would let you sign a pledge. It would say, okay, you got 2 weeks to find a job and start working. And you would sign this little pledge that says, as of 2 weeks today, you know, by the time that date passes, I'm going to be paying something towards rent to live here. So I did that. I acquired me one of those free government issued Obama phones, and because I had to have a phone to get a job. So I showed them that I was on food stamps, I'm homeless, whatever. I got a free phone, went and signed up at this place, and immediately went down the street to the temporary service and started working. Got hired on as a temp at this little concrete factory, making like $8 an hour. And matter of fact, I started that job on my birthday, on my 28th birthday. I started working at that job. And then I met my roommate. My future roommate was the only female working at the whole place. She just walked up to me on lunch break and she said, "Hey, you need some company?" I said, sure, I guess. And we just kind of clicked and became friends. And then I ended up telling her, I'm like, I'm living in this fucking transitionary home. Do you need a roommate? I just came out of being homeless, went to a homeless shelter. Now I'm in a transitionary home. I'm trying to fucking get back in, start living regular everyday life, and then work my way up from there. And yeah. What point was I getting at? What was I talking about a minute ago? I don't even fucking remember, y'all. I'm just telling stories now. Oh, yeah. I remember what I was getting at. So right around that point, right around the time that I went from the transitionary home to getting a roommate in the ghetto, living in the ghetto of the west end of Louisville, Kentucky. Like way down deep in the west end, which is the fucking hood. The fucking hood. And right around that time was when I created a Facebook account and started seeing people posting about being a light worker. And then that's when I accidentally found a law of attraction video. And somehow, immediately that grabbed my attention. I was like, that's me. I knew nothing about any of these concepts at the time. It just grabbed my attention and I was like, that's me. That's what I am. I'm a fucking light worker. That's what I am. I don't know how I knew this. How am I going to prove it? Who the fuck am I? I'm just some fucking bum ass dude fresh out of a fucking homeless shelter, working. I was working like fucking 12, 13, 14-hour days making bricks at a concrete factory for $8 an hour. Who the fuck am I? I don't know. It just grabbed my attention and somehow sucked me into it, and I got obsessed with it. And yeah, bada bing, bada boom. I'm still on that path, man. I'm still on that path. It's a hell of a journey. Anyway, been on here about 30 minutes. I'll see if I can stay on here another 10, 15 minutes. I'll use an OG follower. Cool. There's a few of you who have been following since day one. There's a few of you. In real life, though, I'm a boring ass dude, man. I am. We just sit at home and work all day. That's all we really do. We get out and do stuff from time to time, but not much. Compared to what we used to do, and compared to what we could do if we wanted to do, we don't do much. We don't do much. Matter of fact, let's see, we just went out yesterday. We took my daughter downtown because it was her birthday to the little shark reef fucking little aquarium thing that they got down there on the strip downtown Vegas. And then a couple days before that, we went out for my birthday, and that's the first time we've really done anything. That's the first time we've really done anything in fucking forever. We just sit around and I'll tell you what I want to do though. I want to fucking redo my office. But I don't want to put all this energy into rearranging everything in here if we're just going to be fucking tearing it down and moving, So I'm trying to put together a picture in my mind of how I want my office to look wherever we move. There's one thing I gotta have. I gotta have a home studio, Even though I'll give you a hint. For one of the things that I will be doing, I will have access to a studio that's not an at-home studio. And I was offered my own studio, which I'll probably have anyway. I'll have a studio at home and a studio somewhere else. And I told this person, I said, yeah, that's cool. I appreciate that. And, I'll definitely probably build my own studio, but I'm always gonna have an at-home studio. Always, 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 always. I gotta have my at-home studio. So yeah, 2023 gonna be a big old year, dude. Big old year. Gonna be a big old year. So yeah, and then there's another thing that I'm doing. Man, I don't know. I will let you all know when everything pops off. I will let you all know. I will let you all know. There's this one thing. It's got me scared to death, dude. There's this one thing that's got me scared to fucking death. But anyway, I'm just gonna pull my focus away from the big things and focus on the two small things that I got going on. Hopefully one of the small things that I'm working on will be available hopefully this week. If not, hopefully next week. It just depends on how many readings that I have to do. And then I have another small thing that I'm working on, and my goal is to be done with that hopefully before fall. Hopefully. And those are just a couple of little small things that I'm working on behind the scenes that that may blow up and turn into something big. They may not. I'm just doing it for fun. Because you always got to be knocking on doors, man. I've been thinking for the past year, 2 years, I'm ready for my career to branch out and expand. So you gotta knock on doors. You gotta start doing shit. And that's why I'm working on these two little small projects. So yeah, that's mainly just to keep the energy flowing. I got to keep the energy going in another direction. And it's not that. And here's another thing that I've been. Having to have a little talk with myself about. The fucking tarot. The tarot was an accident from day one. It was an accident from day one. I never wanted to do that for a living. I never did. And here for like the past year, to be 100% real with you, my number one goal has been to fucking get away from it. That's been my goal, to get the fuck away from it. And over the past couple of months, I've had to sit down and have a little talk with myself that I don't think I should. I don't think I should get away from it. I think that's my duty. I think that's my calling. That's one of the biggest reasons for what my job is on a spiritual level. So I've had to have a little talk with myself and reevaluate my perception on that. Because to be 100% honest with you, like I said, it's embarrassing, dude. It really is. It really is. It's just an ego thing. That's just, an ego thing that I've been working on for the past year or so. Is that I never, first of all, when I very first put my tarot card readings on YouTube to begin with, nobody was supposed to watch that. I did that convinced that not only would nobody watch it, but the little handful of people that were subscribed to my channel would fucking unsubscribe. Everybody would leave. They'd probably make fun of me and boo me off YouTube, and nobody would watch it. That's what I was thinking when I did it. I just could not shake the calling to fucking do it. I was like, this has just been eating at me and eating at me and eating at me. What would happen if I put a couple of tarot card reading videos on YouTube? And my ego was convinced, ain't nobody gonna watch this shit. The few people that are subscribed to me are just gonna laugh. They're gonna laugh at me, they're gonna unsubscribe. So I'm gonna go from an audience of 900 people down to probably 0. And nobody's gonna watch this. That was what I was convinced was gonna happen in my mind. So when it did pop off, and then not only did it pop off, but after it popped off, everything started happening in my life like so perfectly to where I was backed into a corner and had nothing but my YouTube channel and a tarot deck as my only source of income. So I was pretty much left with no choice but to take it and run with it. It was embarrassing. I didn't want to do that for a living. I really didn't. I'm just being all the way real with you. I hate hearing myself say it. I really do, because I sound so ungrateful. And I'm the most fucking blessed man that ever walked the face of the earth. I really do feel that way. But seriously, that was not something that the ego me wanted to do. I just didn't. I didn't fit in to the tarot community. I don't know who's doing what now. I have not watched a tarot card video in I don't know how fucking long. Like, actually literally sit down and watched it. I don't watch tarot videos at all. So I have no clue who's out there doing what. I have no fucking idea. But when I first stepped on the scene, there wasn't nobody like me. There was nobody like me. I was the only straight, white, masculine dude who's reading tarot. I think there was a couple of astrologers who were kind of like me, you know. But as far as tarot card readers, no. They were either little teapot and card ladies, woo, 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 woo. Or if there were any dudes reading tarot, they were very, very feminine, dainty, you know, gay guys. I just don't fit in. That's what I was thinking. I don't fucking fit into this. And it's been a very rough adjustment. And I've been like telling myself that as soon as another doorway of opportunity opens, I'm taking it and I'm quitting fucking reading tarot. And that's been my mindset for the past couple of years. And here over the past couple of months, I've had to sit down and say to myself, you know what? No, I think I was put in this position for a reason. I need to reevaluate my perception of that. I think I was put here because I'm needed here, you know? And it makes sense. If I can separate myself from the ego, it makes sense and I can see it clearly. But the ego me is still struggling with that. And I've had to have a sit down talk with myself. No, I'm not going to try to run away from the tarot. I'm not. I feel like I was put here because that's what I'm supposed to do. Now, anything else on the side, like somebody said something, public speaking. I've had a couple of offers as far as public speaking goes. And I did that. I did that on New Year's Eve specifically for that reason, because I wanted to put that out there and I wanted to have something on my resume. I just wanted to have some kind of something on my resume so that if I ever want to, I can say, hey, can I come speak at your event? And, you know, so that's definitely something, you know, if any doorways like that open in the future, then yeah, I'll definitely take that as a part of it, you know, in the periphery of things. But as far as, you know, my main bread and butter and my assignment, my actual assignment as a light worker, I've reevaluated my stance on that, and I'm no longer trying to escape the tarot. I'm not. I was though, man. I was, but I'm not no more. It's just a battle between my ego and my higher self that's been going on for for a little bit now, you know. So, anyway, it's about time for me to go ahead and get out of here, y'all. It's about that time. I just wanted to pop on and touch base with y'all because I accidentally woke up way too fucking early. So, I appreciate y'all for tuning in and listening to me blab and run my mouth. I'm going to get out of here. Y'all enjoy the rest of your day.